Good morning. It is Monday, November 22nd. We are working on a short work week here. We have Thanksgiving this weekend. And what does that mean for the markets? Well, probably a little action here today and tomorrow. Wednesday by midday, I am guessing that we are going to come to a grinding halt as everybody heads off for their weekend. In fact, I just expect Wednesday overall to be a bit more quiet than we are used to seeing. And then coming back in the following week and maybe start that whole Santa Claus rally thing. Okay, here's a look at the futures chart. Definitely up are down off of the highs of the morning, but still well inside last Friday's candle. So last session candle here. That last session, kind of a doji sitting there. So not a very decided candle as we go into the holiday week. But again, trading lighter, definitely a good way to go here this morning. Okay, but there are plenty to watch. Let's go ahead and start with technology. Technology has really been carrying the markets here, technology and the consumer cyclicals actually. But AMD, I'm going to start here with AMD. Beautiful. We keep just kind of touching and pushing up. Nice order flow overall in AMD. A lot of the semiconductors, we talked about those last week, semiconductors really pushing forward here. Honestly, if you take a look at any of them, they pretty much are all moving along. NVIDIA, extremely bullish. I like the price point a little bit better here in AMD. Looking at the 155s, but again, we're coming up here. Anything over the close from Friday or possibly an opening range break here to come up and test those recent highs is what I would be looking for. Micron finally came to life, and look at this, broke that downtrend with a vengeance. I'm going to take that off. Pushed up so beautifully above the 200, so now we need to make sure we stay well up above that 200. That fib line is also kind of where we have this line drawn in, is where we see that volume shelf as well, and it just exploded through that. So potentially a little pullback into this candle would not be unwarranted. However, anything above, again, Friday's high, I like this for a move. Not a lot of resistance up ahead. 82.50 is the strike I would look at. All of these are in January, but you can certainly take them a little shorter if that is your cup of tea. Okay, another one in this sector, XLNX, or Xilinx, XLNX. Nice inside daily candle there, so anything above the high from Friday looks decent at the 230 mark. And look at QCOM. So QCOM actually a little red, took a little break, but explosion after the earnings, big bullish gap, took a little break, took another run, taking another break. Love the setup on this one here, so take a look at QCOM. I like the 185s and the 190s in that sector. All right, another sector we've talked an awful lot about, right? Electric vehicles. Tesla put in a beautiful candle on Friday, and we will watch the continued move on this. I really like this actually, even up above this fib line that comes in at 1171. I like it just a smidge above there, around 1175 here, to kind of finish eating up this this big waterfall candle that we had here. So take a look at Tesla. Lucid, another one came up, went through the gap like nobody's business. A lot of volume in Lucid. It is really impressive. This has not been around all that long, so the fact that it is just really exploded here looks great. Rivian, Rivian. Rivian is another one. Come on. Apparently my fingers are cold. Rivian is another one. So this one's, just over a week old. So a real young baby here, but look at the market cap in it. It is taking a very nice move. Some of these, they've been taking their little breathers, which is good. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see something just go straight up. Rivian actually coming back into the low of this candle here this morning, but on a move back up through the candle from Friday. Anything through that low, the price of the low there looks pretty good in Rivian. But along with that, what do we have? We have to be able to charge these things. So again, these should be, daily. You should come take a look at these, whether it's plug. I do like plug. the 50 strike, anything over the close from Friday. But you can look at ChargePoint, like ChargePoint a lot. I actually have this in equity, but for the, and it actually has some pretty decent options now. They were a little bit anemic before, but ChargePoint, the 30 strike. Of course, you can look at Blink as well. I didn't set that one up. Little bit, looks like this one just might be taking a little bit more of a break here after a nice bullish gap up. We'll see if this turns out to be a bull flag. So we like all of those. Anything that has to do with vehicles, electric vehicles, and how to charge them. All right, another one we actually were watching on Friday there, JKS. Some of these solars kind of setting themselves up. They still have, some of them still have earnings coming up. A beautiful move in JKS. I like the look of this at the 65 level for a continued move into those earnings. Run is the other one I like. Again, another really nice candle. Ate up all of that price action, tapped the 20 before pulling back. So really on this one, anything over the 20 looks pretty good in RUN. All right, well, speaking of running, having nothing to do with it here, Nike. Nike's looking pretty good, right? So it had a nice long march up, nice little break. We drew in this little wedge on Friday. It broke through that wedge, so now we are looking for a potential pullback into this candle. Anything over the close from Friday is where I like it. Look for a test of that high, or if it opens up a little higher than that, take the opening range break for a test of that high at 179.10. And on the Nike, I like both the 175s and the 180s. So a little bit more protection there at those 175s. Dick's Sporting Goods, very nice march up. We do have earnings in a few days, so you can take these a little bit shorter on the 20. Oh, actually, these are tomorrow morning. So just a day trade on Dick's. I thought they were after the close tomorrow. The 145s are the ones I like there, though. Okay, taking a look at getting out. Hilton here came back, tested the 50, pushed away, came back, went through it, and pushed right back up. I like this on a push above the 20 and then a hold over that 20. In HLT, I like the 145s. Oh, well, I kind of got away on my list and not keeping them all together. So let's do a little mop up here. Dollar Tree. This one had that news about the activist stake. Big push up. Earnings coming up tomorrow. Are these after? No, these are tomorrow morning too. So this would just be a day trade in DLTR. I like the 130s here. And I would take that on an opening range break. But remember, if they report tomorrow morning, I would be out before then. But really bullish since that mention the news about the activist stake being taken. It Facebook or Meta platforms. Don't forget, in December we actually changed. Facebook actually has I think it's MVRS. So keep that on your, maybe make a note of that here for when we get back after the holidays. Facebook, though, finally coming back a little bit, came up, took a little break, pushed nicely up off of the 50. I actually like this one somewhere around 348 or so. The 350s are the ones I would watch in AMD. Chewy, talked about this one last week. Keep waiting for a break of this much longer or a much larger wedge that we have going on. We do have earnings coming up. We're below the 200, so be a little bit more cautious, but a break of and a hold above this downward trend line is where we would want to be today on an entry. Take a look at those Chewies at the 75 mark. And then an area that I would continue to watch here is some of these basic materials. New was looking pretty good. LAC, lithium, because, well, let's face it, if we're doing all these batteries, we have to power them up, and that would be in lithium. And finally, this one had that huge explosion after their earnings. I mean, what a mess, right? Because there are people trapped in up here, they don't have to be trapped, but they're choosing to stay trapped up here in the 540 mark. But if you take that particular wick out, right, this was a nice move. We came back in, and now we are very orderly marching our way up. We have a lot of people out there making their holiday plans, whether it's for Thanksgiving or Christmas or renting cars. The rental car business is definitely thriving right now, and they have very limited supply. So getting those cars out is it's kind of a big deal. You know, the chip shortage. They haven't been able to buy the fleets that they normally do. So they are well, they have pricing power right now, I think is how we would say it. So keep a look at car. I don't like any of their options, but as an equity trade, maybe a play in there. So take a look at that. All right, and finally, we have been watching Mrna. I know some of you have been playing it. Took that nice move up over the 200. There's still some room to the 20 here. It is actually sitting right inside the wick of this candle here. I like this for a move to the 20. That's going to fill our first gap. We have a whole nother gap up here. So there's a lot of plays coming up here in Mrna. So keep a look on that. Okay, that is it for me this morning. Remember, keep it a little lighter. Just be more thoughtful of the fact that we will have waning interest in the markets here this week as we all head out to travel and visit family and friends, or as Troy and I would like to say, hiding, so hopefully we don't have any more people in our house. All right, I will be out this morning for a short while. We have our home check for our foster care license early this morning, so we will take care of that, and then I will be back on. But those usually go pretty quick. All right, I will talk to you soon.